I've observed, Runam, in healthcare leadership team, it's a women-led management team, right? Which is not commonly seen in the startup environment, right? So, how can you take us through about the strong points as a team, about the challenges, about the learning, and about the notions that you have broken?
Wow, that's a loaded question, Devleena. You're right. Sadly, women are grossly underrepresented across the workforce and much more so in leadership roles. This gross underrepresentation of women is even more stark in startup tech-led startup ecosystems. It's not by design, but at HealthCube, the CEO and the CTO, my colleague Dr. Radha, well, we're both female and we're also backed by a venture capitalist firm, Alchemy, which is also fully female-led. So it's a lot of women power on our team out here. Radha and I are focused on building a team that values trust, accountability, ownership, and teamwork above all else. We have extremely complementary skill sets, Devleena, and a very high degree of trust between us. This helps us to have the really difficult conversations and arrive at decisions very quickly. I believe that indecisiveness can kill any organization, and especially a startup, right? Because all the challenges of limited resources, entry barriers, etc. If you're not decisive, if you're not focused, that can actually kill any organization. So with Radha and I, we have a team that is able to trust each other, pass on the ball to each other very, very quickly, and make rapid decisions when required. Um, you asked about my learnings as a female leader. Um, well, what I've learned is that it's really important, at least for me, to bring my whole self to work. I find it hard, and I don't think it's necessary to keep personal, professional, emotional lives separate. I have a young child, for instance, and obviously that places some constraints. And I'm always very transparent with my team, with the investors, with other stakeholders about what what I need to do as a mother, such so that my work as a professional is complemented and not compromised. I'm also very transparent with my team about the role that my husband plays in enabling me to have reached where I am today. And I hope that it helps. We have a very young team here. We've got a lot of young people just getting married, just starting their personal lives. And I hope that this helps them understand how they can be better partners, better spouses for their female counterparts, right? I also encourage my team to bring their whole selves to work, to be very comfortable talking about any constraints that they have, and have open discussions on how work and personal life will kind of intermingle, right? So that I think is an important thing for us to do. Notions are broken. Okay, so I come from a very non-traditional educational background. I'm a physiotherapist by education, and I'm a business person by profession. I've always had one leg in business, had my own startups through the last 15 years. Uh, After 5 years of successfully running my own company, I joined the corporate world. And for the first time, I realized that remuneration is often benchmarked on pedigree and not necessarily on just, capability or responsibility. And I did go on to do my own MBA also at IMP. But for many years, when I did not have the pedigree behind me, I realized that I had to work double as hard in order to earn the seat at the table that was given naturally to people who came from this background. And through the years that I worked with extremely empowering leadership, they recognized the talent, they gave me challenging opportunities, and they did not allow my lack of an IB education at that time to really hold me back. I like to believe that together this team broke the notion of always needing a certain kind of pedigree to do well. I believe hard work, consistency, and the willingness to go an extra mile, especially in the startup world, can actually be the differentiator, regardless of where you come from. I'd also like to add that there are many people in the old organization where I worked who have derived inspiration from my journey, who have done their executive MBAs in various colleges, and who are now on the path to leadership roles, having having had that barrier broken, that if you haven't done the engineering plus MBA, the classical education that we all expect, you won't really get far. That barrier, I believe, has been broken.